They're going to do a front end slate.
Yeah, I'm just standing by for that.
Kevin will tell them what they need.
Okay. And again, to make sure, just to double check, this is roughly a decent mic distance for you, about 3 to 4. I just want to make sure this is a decent mic distance for like so. I just want to make certain.
Okay, I'm rolling everywhere. Anytime, Kevin. Talk
Okay.
to this man right there.
Okay, very good. First, we need you to tell us your name, the time that you were at the speedrome, and your relationship with the racetrack.
Well, my name is Carol Kendrick Harold, and I've been at the I grew up at the speedrome because my dad had an offie, and I believe I'm not sure of the year, but I think it was like 1948. Pop Dryer built him a car, and Swede Carpenter drove it at the speedrome, and so did Tommy Gray and a lot of the drivers that are all gone now. And then he got a Curtis Craft offie, and he named it the Peanut offie because to be mean, because peanuts were not allowed in the pits. And Gene Force drove that, and they ran at the speedrome. And of course, I was there every week when my dad's cars ran. And then he got out of racing and got into the horse patrol and all that, and then he just a friend of my kids asked him to buy him a TQ and let him run it. So he bought a TQ in 74, 75, and then he got sick, and he asked me to follow his cars around to all the races, so I did. And make a long story short, then I became secretary treasurer of the United Midget Racing Association, the TQ Club. And then I did the yearbook for them one year, and then they elected me secretary treasurer, and I did that for 4 years. And then I started working for John doing the scoreboard, and that was a blast. I think I had the easiest, most fun job at the speedrome.
As a participant or as an official, the speedrome was a place that you could not stay away from. Why?
I just enjoyed racing. I'm just a race fan. And I enjoyed watching, and then made so many friends, over the years, and have followed them and kept in touch with them, and it's really has been fascinating.
But you also must tell us about your secret extra identity.
Oh, yes. Well, long about 1980, I was a member of the Moose Lodge, and they had a clown group. And I decided that I thought that ought to be fun. So I got my stuff, and I became Sweet Tomato the Clown. And that came about because Dad's one race car that Ron Fuller drove was tomato red. And my dad had a yellow Lincoln, and he was the yellow tomato. Well, I had a brown Mercury. That made me rotten. So I was rotten tomato. And then when I wanted to become a clown, my girlfriend said, "Are you going to be RT the clown?" I said, "No, how about Sweet Tomato?" So I was Sweet Tomato, and I did that for 26 years.
Often at racetracks, race officials are called clowns. In your case, it was literally the truth, but not that way.
I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and I miss it terribly.
Why racing? What was it? Was it the people, the mechanics? What was it about this sport and this racetrack that attracted you to this particular event?
Well, I think it's because I knew people. I knew the drivers and the families and all that, and you like to be with them because race fans are the most fun. We raced one time in Kingsport, Tennessee, and on the way back, one of the ladies was having a birthday, and I stopped at a little convenience store, and the only thing I could get was one of those little cakes in foil about like that size. We had over 100 people at the rest area, and all singing happy birthday to her. And it was a blast. We just always had a good time. There's no arguing, and we just have fun.
Those that may not be familiar with the insides of a racetrack like this or this sport, all they see are the conflicts. But how do you overcome those conflicts and create the camaraderie?
Oh, you have to just take a deep breath and go on. I had a few problems, but they were all ironed out, and like I say, it was fun. I really enjoyed my time, at the speedrome, and loved operating the scoreboard. That was fun.
The racing actually defined who you were and what you become.
Pardon?
The racing actually defined who you were and what you've become.
Kinda. Most people stick to one thing all their life. But I was. Went to speedrome when I was little. Then we started. We had the horses, and then we went back to racing, and then I went into clowning. So I've done a lot, and had a lot of fun.
Why was your father so interested in the sports?
He really he loved racing, and he just was a race nut. He just really enjoyed going to the track, and he hated it when he got older and he couldn't go, But he always watched it on TV, and he lived to be 88, I think it was, and he did well. He had good drivers, and Roger Ward drove for him, and I think Lloyd Ruby drove it a time or two, but they were always at our house because we lived close to the speedrome, and they came to our house a lot.
Now, the two people you've just mentioned, Lloyd Ruby and Roger Ward, are a couple of the accepted legends of American motorsports from the Indianapolis 500 and other accomplishments they've had, and they were interested in the Indianapolis Speedrome and in your father's cars?
Yeah, oh yeah. Cotton Music came up to Indiana with Lloyd Ruby. I don't remember what year it was. It was late 40s. And Cotton drove for my dad, and I think Lloyd drove for Nowicki, I'm not sure. And we just all had a good time together, And it was nothing for go to the front door and there stood Rex Easton and Don Branson and all the midget drivers, and they just come by our house.
And Don Branson was another one of the great legendary United States Auto Club champions who passed too soon, but he was also a regular person who you saw through your connection to the speedrome then.
Who was this?
Don Branson?
Oh yeah. Yep. He was a lot of fun. He was always teasing me, and my all-time favorite driver was Bernie Jacobson. Not many people know about him, but he was from Grand Rapids, Michigan, I think, or someplace like that. And of course, I liked Bill Mackey. Bill got to drive in the 500 one year, and Bill drove for my dad. My dad's the one that discovered that he had the talent, and so he drove for my dad. It was great. He was a lot of fun, and I just enjoyed it, and I miss it, but I can't go to races anymore because of the dust, and I have a lung disease, so I can't be around dirt.
But still, it did become something that was a major part of your life then.
Oh yeah. I still, watch it. I watch NASCAR, and I watch. Of course, I like Tony because Tony ran with the TQs when I was secretary, and.
Of course, you're referring to Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart,
whose
of course.
first organized racing wins happened with the three-quarter midget series before he's advanced to midget racing in the Indianapolis Speedrome, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
he was in a midget, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, not a TQ.
But he advanced out of TQ
Yeah,
racing
but he
to
won his
USAC
first
midget racing,
USAC race at the speedrome.
Yes.
I remember that.
which would have been 1992, if I remember correctly.
Oh, is that when it was?
When nobody else was really that familiar with it, but again, he advanced out of that through your father's organization then? Or through the TQ Midget Series?
What's his
He
name?
advanced to the
Oh,
United
yeah.
States Motor
Well,
Club.
he started out in go-karts.
Understood.
Yeah, go-karts and then TQs, and then that one year, I still have a T-shirt that the one year he won 3 championships, the midgets, the sprints, and the champ dirt cars.
Yes.
I don't remember what year that is, but I have a T-shirt with it up in there.
Well, that will answer our questions. I very much appreciate your, unless you have anything else to pass on to us.
No, just keep them rolling. I hope the speedrome can. I don't get to go there anymore, but I hope that it doesn't have to close. And
I think very much. And thank you very much.
have a lot of pleasant memories.
And very good.
Thank you.